Imagine standing in your kitchen after a long day, staring at the fridge, and automatically reaching for the same ingredients you've used all week: chicken, rice, and broccoli, without a second thought. This isn't just laziness or lack of creativity. It's your brain's way of conserving energy and seeking stability in a chaotic world. To understand why you gravitate toward this routine, let's explore the neurological and psychological processes at play in your mind. When you consistently choose the same meals week after week, your brain is engaging in a form of cognitive efficiency. Neural pathways strengthen through repetition, making these choices feel effortless and automatic. Dopamine releases reinforce the familiarity, while areas like the prefrontal cortex dial down on decision-making overload. This isn't about boredom. It's your mind prioritizing predictability to manage stress and uncertainty in daily life. This setup begins with how your brain minimizes mental exhaustion through routine. Decision fatigue reduction stands out as a core reason behind your repeated meal choices. This mechanism refers to the mental weariness that accumulates from constant decision-making, prompting you to fall back on familiar meals to ease the load. Psychologically, your brain operates with finite cognitive resources, so after navigating emails at work, running errands, and handling social exchanges, it automatically shifts to simpler options to preserve energy, leaving you with a sense of relief rather than overwhelm. In a bustling city like Chicago, after wrapping up a demanding office day filled with meetings and deadlines, you head home and assemble the same turkey sandwich on whole wheat bread with lettuce and mustard. You bypass any notion of a fresh salad because evaluating alternatives feels too taxing on your already depleted mind. This energy-saving tactic ties into how your brain builds and relies on habitual loops for even greater efficiency. Habit loop reinforcement explains the seamless cycle that locks in your meal repetition. At its core, this is a psychological pattern involving a cue that triggers a routine, followed by a reward, which embeds the behavior deeper into your daily life. Rooted in behavioral psychology, your brain creates these loops through consistent practice, with dopamine surges highlighting the pleasure of reliability, fortifying neural pathways so that breaking the pattern stirs unease and resistance. You experience this as meal preparation becoming almost instinctive, diminishing worries over what to cook, and fostering a quiet control in the midst of fluctuating work or family demands. For instance, every Monday evening in your suburban home just outside Atlanta, the signal of clocking out from your job cues you to boil pasta, stir in jarred sauce and cheese, just like the previous week, delivering the reward of an uncomplicated dinner that lets you unwind with loved ones without added mental strain. Beyond habits, this preference often stems from a deeper need for emotional comfort in familiar tastes. Comfort-seeking behavior drives your inclination toward the same meals for their reassuring presence. This process entails leaning into well-known elements that spark positive feelings, turning routine dishes into sources of emotional steadiness. Drawing from attachment theory and your body's stress mechanisms, your brain links these foods to notions of security and past warmth, prompting oxytocin release to buffer against everyday pressures like congested roads or tight schedules, which leaves you feeling grounded rather than adrift. It emerges subtly in your routines as an emotional stabilizer, where selecting a trusted meal smooths out mood fluctuations and injects reliability into variable days. Picture a rainy week in Seattle, where you keep preparing grilled cheese sandwiches paired with tomato soup, the combination echoing your childhood, offering a cozy refuge after enduring packed commutes and workplace tensions, gently softening the emotional weight of the hours. This comfort extends to a broader aversion to risks, particularly in something as sensory as food. Risk aversion in food choices reveals why you steer clear of novelty in your diet. Essentially, this is a built-in preference for avoiding unknowns, guiding you to repeat meals that promise no letdowns or surprises. From an evolutionary standpoint, your brain favors the tried and true because novel foods once carried real threats, and today this manifests as a safeguard against upset stomachs or flavor disappointments, evoking a calm assurance instead of apprehension. It shapes your shopping and planning habits by limiting selections to proven favorites, which clears headspace for responsibilities such as raising kids or pursuing interests without unnecessary complications. At a supermarket in Dallas, you walk past shelves of unfamiliar spices and exotic fruits, instead filling your cart with the standard ground beef, potatoes, and carrots for your weekly tacos, confident that this choice delivers satisfaction without the chance of a failed flavor test spoiling your evening meal. Tied to risk aversion is your brain's preference for sensory consistency in flavors and textures. Sensory predictability preference underscores your draw to unchanging meal elements. This inclination means favoring steady tastes, aromas, and mouthfeels that render diverse options less enticing over time. Neurologically, your sensory systems adjust to familiar inputs, curbing the urge for new experiences, while psychologically it connects to personality aspects like reduced openness, where sameness prevents sensory overload and promotes a serene state. You notice this in your eating rhythms, as recurring dishes offer a peaceful, anticipated encounter free from the jolt of unfamiliar sensations that could unsettle your focus. In the compact kitchen of your New York apartment, you prepare oatmeal topped with bananas and cinnamon each morning, valuing the reliable, creamy consistency and gentle sweetness that eases you into the day, avoiding the abrupt shift of something like spicy scrambled eggs that might disrupt your morning composure. This sensory stability often aligns with a drive for overall life efficiency. Efficiency optimization mindset captures how you refine habits to boost productivity in all areas, including food. This approach involves simplifying processes to save time and effort, with meal repetition acting as a key tactic in daily management. Cognitively, your brain uses mental shortcuts to cope with life's intricacies, applying cognitive load principles so that consistent meals shorten planning phases and lessen overall strain, resulting in a streamlined existence that feels more manageable. It appears in routine tasks by condensing grocery needs and kitchen time, granting you extra capacity for professional duties, physical activity, or downtime without the drain of constant variety searches. Juggling a role in San Francisco's fast-paced tech industry, you batch prep the same quinoa salads with mixed vegetables and feta cheese for lunches throughout the week, reclaiming precious hours that variety would consume, enabling you to squeeze in after-work jogs or conversations with friends. Amid your busy calendar, your meal repetition reduces decision fatigue and reinforces habits for mental ease. It provides comfort and risk avoidance, rooted in psychological safety needs. Sensory predictability and efficiency optimization further entrench this pattern in daily life. What seems like monotony in your eating habits is actually your brain's intelligent strategy for navigating a world full of choices and uncertainties. If this resonates with your routines, share your thoughts in the comments or subscribe for more insights into everyday psychology. Thanks for reflecting with us. Until next time.